equipment, you know, like lighting and microphones on poles and sandbags and stuff like that. So it was like, this is way easier to make stuff if we all just help each other, because there's different levels of expertise among, you know, each of these people. So it's like this collaboration of rising tide lifts all ships. We had this idea as we were, you know, working on this brand deal. It's like, what if we got together and started a business where we just help each other make content, and then we can push to each other's audiences. And it's like, we'll promote you, you promote me, and then we'll just all rise together. Mm-hmm. So we did that, and at the time we started a channel together. It was called The Station, and it was one of, I think at the time, the fastest channel to hit 1 million subscribers at the time. You know, it was like a month or two and it hit 1 million subscribers. But that was getting pushed from Shane Dawson, Philip DeFranco, Cassim, me, Lisa Nova, Dave Days. All these people were all pushing into this one channel. And by everybody pouring into that one cup, it overfilled and poured out to all of us, you know? So it was literally like a real collaboration where it helped all these people. And after 4 or 5 years, I mean, we moved to LA. We lived in Idaho. We have 5 kids, as you mentioned earlier. We moved out to Los Angeles, moved the family out there, and just started this company.
And for context, we were talking about, like, when we first started making money on YouTube, like, we were just barely making money. Yeah. And Shay's like, hey, babe, want to move to LA? I'm like, do I? I don't know.
Bless your heart.
Didn't you use you had like a sponsorship, and you used that money to get to LA, right? I think I remember you telling me this.
Can I say the name of the brand?
A1 Steak Sauce.
A1 Steak Sauce.
That's pretty
good. I love it.
Stuff.
I had never had A1 Steak Sauce. We do this brand deal. I'm like, this stuff's actually good. I love A1 Steak Sauce. But yeah, that was the first brand deal. We did this. It was so silly. They did this campaign called Sing for Your Beef. And we had to get all these people to make these songs about singing about steak or whatever. But yeah, that was the money that we used to rent our apartment, because LA rents like $3,000 a month, and we're like, what?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
it's brutal.
Was crazy, and it felt crazy, but at the same time, it was like, heck yeah, let's do it.
So you guys build up Maker, and then you sell this thing. And I've heard, like, I don't know if you've ever talked about this, but I've heard like 1,500 different numbers that Shay Carl walked away with.
Oh my gosh!
And then once you sold Maker, it's like, I didn't see Shay Carl that much anymore. It's like, this dude's...
We moved back to Idaho. Thanks, LA.
Thanks, A1. Thanks, A1 Steak Sauce.
I mean, we kept making stuff, but it was, of course. I mean, it changed our lives. Yeah. You know, but it didn't in a way, because the day that the deal was done, like, I never believed it. I was like, you know, the executives were there. There were other bids from other companies. And it was just like a dream come true of a dream I never knew I even had.
Yeah, you build up a company, and then you get this...
Sell it to Disney, you know?
Right.
And so the day that it all went through, after all the paperwork and signing everything, and just... I mean, it was months and months and months. Like,
yeah.
So how much did you walk away with?
$100,000.
more than 10 mil.
Are we gonna say this?
You don't have to say the same number. Upper 10.
I'll say it was sufficient.
I'm so nervous, dude. We're talking years ago.
It was sufficient for our needs at the time.
Sufficient for our needs.
It was more money than we'd ever seen.
I think it's more than it is.
It wasn't.
You know what? I've heard 1,000. That's why I'm asking you.
It's less than 10 million.
Less than.
I'll tell you that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, less than 10.
Yeah, we heard more than 20 million. So
no,
I've heard Shay made $30 million.
Yeah.
Shay made $29 million.
I mean, that was. I want to keep the. It could have been more. I can't remember. She does all the books.
I know.
No, it's fair. Okay, so
the penny. No, just kidding.
And then the odd thing as an outsider is, what did Disney do with Maker?
Destroyed it.
It just was Maker purchased to just remove this potential threat?
Well,
I don't know what I can say or how much I should say.
Yeah, I don't.
But in hindsight, I think that.
I think that too. Yeah, like they got the money to just.
Yeah, you kids be quiet over here. You're getting too much attention.
It's like if we release this new soda that's killing it, well, Pepsi will just buy us and ditch it so that they remain on the shelf, right?
Yep.
So maybe that was the move.
If I had to go back, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I love Disney, for the record. Love Disney.
Pepsi will just buy us and ditch it
Yeah.
so that they remain on the shelf, right?
Yep.
So maybe that was the move.
If I had to go back, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I love Disney, for the record. Love Disney.
Oh, come on.
It just...
Come on, get over it.
Oh, come on, Little Mermaid. Come on.
I think I love
Daddy, I love him.
Disney from the 90s. I love
I
Disney
love
now.
Disney,
I'm like,
dude.
There you go, yeah.
Disney is just wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm just afraid. I feel like they'll kill us if we say bad things. Can Disney do that? Oh, no. Cut that part out. Bob Iger, I'm sorry. I apologize.
Jake Paul's on our side.
Shay Carl calls
Disney
out.
comes at us.
Calls
The title
out
of
Disney.
No, but
Shay Carl
really,
versus Disney.
we were disappointed in how they took it. Like how they took it. Like they didn't continue the
carry
vision.
on.
They didn't carry on the vision.
Well, it almost doesn't matter because you created this baby and you sold it. And which is, most people start a company for that reason. They want to sell it one day, and sounds like you
and watch it grow still.
You made $100 million, and you.
I want to say that was great. Yeah. Like the day that we got the money in the bank, I'll tell you this. Like the day that
did it all hit at once?
Yeah.
Ooh.
And Colette calls me, and I was like out running or something. She's like, "Hey, that money came in," and I'm like, "It did?" I'm like, "How much?" And I'm like, "Are you serious?" She's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Wow."
Pack your bags, babe.
Well, no. Then we're like, "What's for dinner?" She's like, "I'm making teriyaki chicken."
Because that was probably dragged out for a long time.
We had this moment of like gratitude, because that's what we make it a point to just be grateful for everything that we get. And then it was just like, okay, well, what's next? Like, what's for dinner?
By the way, this is a long timeline we're talking about. This is years of grinding, years of sacrifice from the children, from moving to a different city. This is not like you guys just got a fat check. This is a serious, hard work, business building ethics that became success. For everybody listening, it's like there's a massive sacrifice here that nobody will ever see or understand. Yeah. Even as daily vloggers, it's like we still constantly are like, how did we ever do that? Yeah. Like, seriously, I still don't know.